So this cooking video is focusing on some pieces of venison that are probably not the most desirable. This is like a roast from the hind quarter that's got a lot of separations in it. This would also go for the shanks, so the lower part of both the front and back legs that have all kinds of separations and tendons in them. But the first thing you want to do, always with venison, is cut off as much of the silver skin and fat as you can. It does not taste good at all. Probably one of the biggest reasons for gamey flavor in venison, or venison-like wild game, is the fat especially, but the silver skin too. So I'm using a little fillet knife, and I'm just doing my best to cut off those parts that are undesirable. In case you're wondering, we have chickens, laying hens, that just love all these scraps. So the scraps for us get turned into eggs. But I'm going to keep messing with this piece of meat until I get it to an acceptable level. And then what we're going to do is cook it in a crock pot, and a lot of the separations and the thinner silver skin in that will like dissolve. So here it's in the crock pot and seasoned with a bunch of seasonings, whatever you kind of have on hand or like, just pour it on there. Don't skimp. Obviously put water in there or some kind of liquid, whatever your preference is, and then you cook it in your crock pot for quite a while, like all day. Keep it pretty warm, not boiling like crazy, but so all right, now it's cooked all day, and I'm going to take it out and go through it again and kind of look again for any more kind of veins or tendons or anything like that just aren't that good. You can see it's really tender though. Now this meat can be used for a lot of different things. You can just eat it like a roast. It's real lean, very healthy. Usually I use the meat for something else, like a soup or a stew or chili or something like that. And so I make a big batch and then use the meat for different things. But as you can see, it's pretty tender. I'm looking at it and trying to look for anything that might not be good. And then taking the good parts and setting it aside, and anything that looks kind of yucky is going to the chickens. Now, the water in the crock pot, it looks really tempting to like use that for something like you would if you cooked a beef roast. If this was wild hog, I would definitely keep that liquid, but any fat from the venison that is dissolved in the water will give it a bad aftertaste and like a chalky, substancy feeling on the roof of your mouth, like bleh, kind of after you eat it, because I've tried to do things like boil it down and make gravy out of it, and it's just not that good. So I pour it in the chicken pen, and they pick out the little pieces out of it and make whatever use of it they can. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helps you use some pieces of meat off your deer that you might otherwise not.